Anon buys the Everfree Forest. Chapter 6. Anon once more engages in advanced diplomatic tactics. Part 2. Let me check real quick. Yeah, you are indeed still Offpasser Anonymous, leader of the Federation of the Everfree, and you are currently waiting at the front gate of the Green Feather Wall for some very important guests to arrive. Well, not important to you, more just important in the general sense. Honestly, you'd be happy if they decided to just leave you the fuck alone for a while. You almost have everything the way you want it around here. You can practically hear the river pattering softly as you enjoy some well-earned peace and quiet. Or that might be the actual river not too far from here. But it seems that your lazy riverside afternoon will have to wait for just a bit longer, as it always does since you moved out here. For now, you are stationed outside of the gates, Gallus standing by beside you, as you wait for your guests to arrive. And arrive they do. You hear the sound of hoofsteps before you see them. Approximately 10 guards in formation surrounding an ornate carriage coming up the way. 5 lunar and 5 solar by the looks of them, each unit having 2 Pegasi, or Thestrals for the night guards, 2 Earth ponies, and a single unicorn, one of which is assisting the other to pull the vehicle. The other 2 seem to be patrolling from above as best they can in the heavy tree cover. The Earth ponies are taking point leading up the procession, with the unicorns behind. You sigh softly and give a small smile. It seemed the sisters had at least taken your advice on proper team comp into consideration after the guard got curb-stomped at the changeling invasion. Now, if only they had paid attention to when you pointed out that Cadence's aura isn't supposed to be fucking green. But that's enough reminiscing. You have some business to attend to. You stand a bit straighter and gently elbow Gallus, who had been nonchalantly inspecting his claws for dirt, causing him to give a small squawk and straighten up a bit as well, glaring softly at you before putting his attention forwards. A lot of them stop about 50 feet away from you, the unicorns each drawing a horn of silver and gold, respectively, from their sides. They blew out a short tune as the Pegasi land, giving what seems to be an all-clear signal as the Earth ponies ring out an announcement. Announcing the arrival of Princess Rayden Celestia Morningstar, the Dawnbringer, Arbiter of Justice, first of her name. Princess Rayden Luna Moonshadow, Herald of the Night Mistress of Dreams, first of her name. Princess Twilight Sparkle, Keeper of the Fire of Friendship, Order of Star Swirl, Second Class, Bearer of the Elements of Magic. As each name is listed, each princess extrudes herself from the carriage. Celestia steps out smiling softly at you in that seemingly eternal patient kind way of hers, giving a small nod of recognition. Luna follows, looking somewhat less pleased to be here, eyeing you down coyly, as she slowly struts to stand next to her sister. Twilight is not here, it seems. Nowhere to be found. You shrug and look to Gallus, nodding. Come on, man, do the fucking introduction thing. Can't be caught lacking in front of the guests. Gallus shrugs and clears his throat as he steps forward, mustering an intro with all of the enthusiasm of a waiting room minder in a dentist's office.
Presenting the first Offpasser of the Federation of the Everfree, Offpasser Anonymous, Tamer of the Woodland, Master of the Nameless Castle, and Chooser of Paper.
Luna audibly sucks air at this last title, glaring a bit more intently from beside her sister, who shoots her a quick stern look before stepping forward to come closer to you.
Oh yes, greetings, Offpasser Anonymous. I'm glad to see your new home is thriving already. Thank you very much for returning most of our old regalia, by the by. That was admittedly an unexpected outcome, but not an unwelcome one.
You smile and wave your hand, shaking your head. Please, Anon will suffice for me if Celestia will suffice for you, Princess. My title basically translates to chaperone for a reason. I'm just here to make sure no one burns down the place trying to make a hot pocket or something. You half joke as you look the princess in the eye. Luna decides to cut in here, walking forward now as well with a haughty look in her eyes.
We would say that informality does seem to be the appropriate name for this contest this day, Offpasser. We arrived with a proper royal procession, however small, yet you greet us alone, without even a token force for your defense. Do you consider us so unworthy of consideration as to find us harmless?
You tilt your head for a moment, seeming confused, before a look of realization crosses your face. Oh, no, we have guys everywhere. Sorry for the confusion here, let me just... You reach into one of your pockets and pull out a small wooden whistle, putting it to your lips and blowing. It was a sound strongly resembling one of the local songbirds emitting from the device in 3 puffs. Luna seems less than impressed by this. She opens her mouth to speak again when suddenly every other tree within about 30 meters of you begins to softly rustle. And then a multitude of similar whistles sounded out in unison. Afterwards, about 24 griffins sporting green berets and vests, wearing camp paint on their faces, drop from the branches as if by magic, standing at attention. Luna's mouth clicks shut again as she sees this, her eyes widening slightly. Celestia seems slightly unsettled by this as well, but she's sure doing her damnedest not to show it.
I see. Well, it is certainly impressive that you have managed to get a fighting force into shape this quickly. I will hand you that, Anonymous.
A rough female voice cuts through and interrupts.
You can thank me for that, actually.
it says proudly, as the final griffin drops from a nearby tree, her beret sporting the golden boughs.
At ease, losers.
She says, waving at the troops who relax slightly in their posture. You smile, as the female walks over to join you at the side opposite of Gallus, slapping her on the back gently. Hey, Gilda, good going. You totally fucking nailed that whole coming out of the trees welcome to Nam aesthetic. You say jovially. She tries to scowl at you, but it's not terribly convincing. Her tail was high in the air, the fluffy tip twitching slightly in an obvious feline sign of contentment.
Can it, loser? I don't care what you think.
She says as she looks away from you with a small huff. You smile wider and cross your arms, gesturing at her with your head as you look over at the princesses. God, these griffins are so fucking great, huh? Got that whole tsundere thing going for them. Celestia raises an eyebrow, giving you a questioning look.
I see.
The awkward moment is broken by a flash of light. A very frazzled Sparklebud emerged from the epicenter and trotted over to meet the other princesses.
I'm so sorry I'm late. I had to help the girls with another bugbear.
Twilight stops mid-apology as she sees that she's surrounded by griffins in military outfits, seeming a bit worried for a moment until Cake Flanks reassured her.
Twilight, thank you for joining us. Anon was just playing a little joke on us, it seems. You know better than any pony how he can be.
Twilight relaxes, rolling her eyes, eyeing up Gilda slowly, not even seeming surprised that she's somehow involved in all this.
Oh, definitely.
You clear your throat and decide to move things along. In any case, I think we can move things along. Gilda, please dismiss most of them back to their posts. We only need a few for this. She nods and snaps at her troops.
Alright, dipshits. You heard the monkey. Fuck back off to your posts except for you lot there.
She says, pointing a claw at about 5 of the griffins, the rest of them saluting with a claw crossed over their chest before disappearing quickly back into the foliage, with barely a trace in mere moments. The remaining griffins moved quickly in a formation around you, with Gilda and you giving a smell-satisfied nod. Excellent. Now, how about we head back to the castle, huh? Gustav has been working all afternoon. You remember him from the national dessert competition, yes? You say, as you turn and walk, beckoning for the rest to follow with a shit-eating grin barely kept off of your face. You can hardly wait until you whip that out during the negotiations, but that'll have to wait. First, you let them eat cake. It's only a matter of time until Anon drops a nuke on those two. Or, well, not an actual nuke, but that's not out of the question either. Anywho, let's get on to our spectacular donators. Top donators: TacoCat598, Peter Coulthard, J Tinman, Darkside, Gauntlet, and only one thing. Zar630, Strix, Rayden, Narwhals, Blackmoonheart, Drake Lovedragon, Pastel Skies, Austin Roland, CrazyKiller557, Stu Hex, Will, Dospo, Madman Stan, Delta Omega, Jack Hadge, RuneScythe9852, Leslie Prickett, Hunter Norman, Stephen Bingham, LineGod12, and many more amazing people. Thank you all so much for watching this video and live life to the fullest.